Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Know About Embedded Systems. So in today's video, we're going to understand one of the very important topic called as AUTOSAR and its layered architecture. This is a very important video and please watch this video till the end. So let us start the video, but before starting the video, if you're a new viewer to my channel, kindly subscribe my YouTube channel, click on bell icon and share this video to your friends and colleagues. Let us start the video, AUTOSAR and its layered architecture. So guys, before understanding AUTOSAR layered architecture, we will try to understand definition in a simple way. AUTOSAR, what is an AUTOSAR? AUTOSAR stands for Automotive Open System Architecture. You can see the definition here. AUTOSAR stands for Automotive Open System Architecture. This is the full form of AUTOSAR, and it is an architectural framework for your automotive ECUs, nothing but your vehicle ECUs. Whenever you want to design an ECU, we have to follow automotive standard or AUTOSAR standard programming architecture. Okay, so these are all the different stakeholders like vehicle manufacturers and suppliers, nothing but ECU developers, electronics and semiconductor companies, software industries. These are all the various stakeholders which will be involving to define the software architecture for your AUTOSAR, nothing but software architecture for your ECUs. So this AUTOSAR started in 2003. Okay, so this is a simplified definition. And what is the advantage of AUTOSAR? So in order to standardize your software architecture for your vehicles, in order to reuse the software, and also it is used for interoperability. So whenever you want to use a different vehicles, the same software I can migrate it to the different vehicles. Okay, these are all advantages of AUTOSAR, why AUTOSAR is required. Now we will see two different scenarios with AUTOSAR and without AUTOSAR. Why AUTOSAR become more popular? Two things we will understand. The first thing is, if you see the first diagram, this is my conventional diagram where the software and hardware both are independent to each other. In a previous day, like before 2003, before AUTOSAR came into picture, we were using a conventional method of programming for your ECU where complete software and hardware both are dependent to each other. This becomes very challenging whenever you want to use the same program or same software to the different vehicles and different applications. It was very difficult. So in order to solve this problem, the AUTOSAR came into picture. So when the AUTOSAR introduced, the problem what our AUTOSAR software, our automotive industry was facing, they have resolved it by using AUTOSAR. So now if you see the second diagram here, so we have software and we have hardware. In between we have AUTOSAR architecture. So with the help of AUTOSAR architecture, we are going to make independent hardware independent and software also independent. So you can develop your software without any dependencies on the hardware. So, and you can easily port to the different vehicles. You can easily port to different application. The complete software can be ported. So this is a big advantage of your AUTOSAR. So currently whatever you're seeing, AUTOSAR uses a layered architecture. So we'll be having three major layers. One is application layer. So one is the application layer, one is a runtime environment, and one is a BSW. Like this, we'll have three major software layers and as usual one hardware layer. So that means whenever you're developing the program, this complete software layer or some complete software you can develop without any dependencies. There will be no dependency on your hardware. So without any dependency you can develop your program, and this software completely you can port it to the different applications, different vehicles, different OEMs with a minimal change. With a minimal change you can easily port it to the different applications, different vehicle, different OEMs. This is a big advantage of your AUTOSAR. That's why AUTOSAR came into picture. The first one, the important key characteristics of AUTOSAR is a layered architecture. The second important point is hardware independence. That means AUTOSAR complete software will be independent of your hardware. So any microcontroller you can use according to that you can develop the software. Okay, so that is called as hardware independent. The next one is component based development. That means each application will be designed in a small component, and each BSW components also can be designed with a smaller components, and this with the help of this easily we can develop a bigger application. That's called as a component based application. Then the standard RTE. So since the application layer, we have a BSW layer. In order to connect your application layer under your BSW layer, we're going to use a special layer that is called as your AUTOSAR RTE, or it's also called as runtime environment. So this runtime environment will give a different interfaces, different APIs in order to connect from application layer to the base layer, like this. So this will be acting as an interface between application layer and BSW layer. Okay. Next, scalability and flexibility. The scalability and flexibility is nothing but portability. So whenever you want to port your complete software to different OEMs, different vehicles, different applications, easily you can do it with a minimal change. Easily flexible. That flexibility will be given by the AUTOSAR architecture. Now let us move to the layered architecture of your AUTOSAR. So this, the current whatever you're seeing, this is your layered architecture of your AUTOSAR. There are three major layer and one hardware layer will be there. So in the software, nothing but in AUTOSAR software, we will have three major layers. Currently what you are seeing on the screen. One will be your application layer, RTE layer, and BSW. So there are three different important layers for your AUTOSAR. These layers are nothing but software. The application is a one software, RTE is a one level of software, and your BSW or base software is also one of the software. There are three major software layers will be there in your AUTOSAR. Each layer is having its own functionality, its own programming based on your application, based on your functionality. So already I told you. So AUTOSAR layered architecture, AUTOSAR will have three different layers: application layer, runtime environment, RTE, BSW, base software. Right? So one by one we will see what each definition says. The first one, application layer. So what it says, application layer. For example, take an example of an airbag system or a braking system. If you see here, this application layer, always we're going to develop software with respect to your application. So try to understand the word here. Application layer. Application layer say, what is the meaning of application layer? The software what we're going to develop that is directly related to your application. So if my application is an airbag, I'll be developing a software for your specially for airbags. If you're developing a engine control unit, I'll be developing application for engine control unit. And then if you're developing your application for braking, I'll be developing a software exclusively for your braking system. Like this, application layer means a software layer which is exclusively defined for your application. Okay, is called as application layer. Next one, real-time environment or runtime environment. So what it says, runtime environment. What is the meaning of runtime environment? Runtime environment acts as an interface between your application layer and your BSW layer. As I already told, whenever you want to interact from your base software to application layer or application layer to your base software, then we have to use this RTE, nothing but runtime environment. With the help of the runtime environment, we will be able to connect to the BSW base software or vice versa as well, and it will provide some of the interfaces and APIs. So RTE will provide its own application interfaces, and RTE will also provide some of the global variables interfaces in order to connect base software and also application software. The third one is called base software. So the blue color whatever you're seeing, this is called base software. Under this base software, various different services will be there. Various microcontroller functionalities will be defined in the form of MCAL, and also it is going to create abstraction for your application layer and your microcontroller. So you can, if you see the definition here, the base software will provide a standard services like a network management, memory management, diagnostic management, and also microcontroller abstraction. All these things, it is going to be provided by the BSW layer. So like this, there are three major layers are there in the AUTOSAR. The BSW layer is divided into three things again. One is service layer, and then ECUL, then MCAL. Okay, so this BSW, whatever you're seeing, this BSW is divided into three separate layers. One is called service layer and one is called ECUL. This is called as ECUL. ECUL stands for ECU abstraction layer, and then we have MCAL layer. So this BSW or base software is divided into three layers like this. Okay, one will be service layer, ECU abstraction layer, then MCAL layer, microcontroller abstraction layer. So one by one we will see. Actually the in detailed layered architecture of your AUTOSAR. So we have application layer. Yes, so we have application layer, then we have RTE, and then we have microcontroller. So everything is same. Now important thing is your base software. If you observe here, the complete base software is divided into 3 plus 1, 4 sub layers. You can see here. One is your service layer, one is your ECU abstraction layer, and one is the MCAL layer, and one is the CDD. So I hope this video is an informative video. If you feel this video is an informative video, please click on like button, subscribe my YouTube channel, and click on bell icon.